was able to use 5 search parameters that were sought during the capture. Hold on a second, we're going to go to full screen to my Windows 7 box. Alright, so most of you showed me here on Network Miner keywords. You're able to add the keywords in here, reload the files, and then from here you're able to drop down through the messages or whatever and actually filter the key phrases that are located in here. That's pretty straightforward, and I think nobody had an issue getting that part done. So we're going to move on. It says I do have a script here because I have a problem with going off on tangents. I don't think I really need to demo this because I think everyone here got it. But I'm going to quickly do it. So if I want to look for .pdf, type it in here, add. You would obviously type in everything else. PNG, say JPEG, and then reload the case. Hopefully it doesn't take forever, which sometimes it does. Pardon the noise in the background. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. I see one of the cats is in the room attacking an item here in the room. Pretty interesting stuff. While this is loading up, we're going to move into the next question. That's question 4. And that is using the RAM analysis utility extract and submit the following items. Specify which tool you use and the command issued to extract the data. So some issues here, I think everyone in this class has gotten it, but I have had issues in the past with people not, hold on a second, people not fully understanding how to use volatility. That's because most of us that play with Windows, we see .exe at the end, and we think, oh, it's a GUI, so we can just go that route and make stuff happen. But that's not always the case, so bear with me. There we go. Alright, so now we're set up. Basically what you have to do, for those of you that still need a little information on this, is you're going to want to navigate to the folder that has the volatility tool in it. So volatility 2.3.1.standalone.exe. And when we're in here, we can actually run it volatility.exe, hit enter, and it'll tell you need to tell it to do something. But this screen here pretty much tells you that it's working. So what I'm going to do here is, below I'll share the commands that answer each question, followed by the demo. The biggest thing I want to do here is, when you open any sort of command line tool, if you type in H or -help, you're going to get like a quick definition of everything that's going on, everything that you can use in order to analyze a file. And I think I'm pretty sure I've posted a couple FAQs that are really good and tell you everything you see in here, probably in a little bit better of a logical format. So yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of getting familiar with the different selectors that you're able to use in order to analyze that .vmem file. So when running the commands, it goes the volatility.exe -f, which means it's looking at a file, and then you would do the file name that's .vmem. So in this case, it's volatility -f, and for week 1 we had the EVI Lab 1 snapshot. So that's your basic way of getting that file loaded up, ready to be analyzed. The first thing you're going to want to do when doing an analysis on memories, you're going to want to get the OS level, so that way when you're going through and doing analysis on a piece of memory, you're not doing it in the context of the wrong OS. So in this case, Some of you did probably image scan, which is okay. It'll give you a range of OSs that your file could be, but the better option is to do the KDB scan. KDGB scan, if I spelled that right. Oh. KDGB scan. Yeah, let's consult the help, sorry. Oh, that's why. Duh. KDBG scan, right? Let it run. It's going to do a scan. It's going to tell us what the OS level is. And it's going to tell us that it's going to be Windows Service Pack 2 x86, so 32-bit. And it looks like it's still going. If you hear a whistling sound, it's because my computer apparently is having a fit, which is okay. It'll survive, I promise. Or it'll crash out and then we'll have to do this all over again. Alright, so we're just going to Control-C that, and it's hanging. But we know that it's Windows XP Service Pack 2 32-bit, so x86. So from this point on, whenever we're analyzing this file, we're always going to put profile. You don't have to, but it helps when you're doing the analysis. So that way the system knows what context it's looking at. Profile equals WinXP, excuse me, Service Pack 2 x86, right? So that's basically what we want to do there. So the first thing we wanted to do is look at network connections. There's two methods to do network connections on this. You can either use the conscan, which will look at both open and closed TCP connections that were captured when the memory was dumped. And then you also have the command connections, which will only look for open TCP connections. There's other connections or other selectors as well that you can use. It wasn't really asked for in the lab directions, and that's fine, but they're there for you to mess around with if you found the time. They have one that you can identify the actual sockets, and another selector that will do sockets and connections together to give you a fuller picture of what the computer was doing at the time of the memory dump. So the first one we'll do is conscan. There you go. It gives you the local address. In this case, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to remember this. Our local computer is going to be 87.223.62.140. It's very important. It's something you're going to want to remember. And then over here you have your PIDs that are associated with these different open connections. And then to show you the other one, connections, which only shows the open ones at the time. There you go. Same idea. Remote address, local address, which is ours here. Very important to remember this. And then the PID. Now, the next question on there was dumping the user account hashes. And this one is not easy because, I'll be completely honest with you, it does not work on this particular VMM file. It hasn't worked in this class and didn't work in the last class. To pull the hashes, we'll have to do a couple of things. Most went through all the different methods of trying to dump those hashes, and some people got so far and didn't get all the way through it. So the first thing we have to do, if we run the command, just hash dump, it's going to say it needs the system and SAM offsets to be provided in order do that hash dump. So what we have to do is list out the hives in order to ascertain those hex offsets. We do a hive dump, and we see here we've got, as it asked for, the system here, which we want this hex here, and the SAM file, which is this one here. Oh, great. So we do here with the hash dump, we do y 0xe 103.35, so 1035 b60 s dash s. We're going to do 0xe 1569 008. Run the command, and unfortunately nothing gets returned. On that note, we're going to stop the recording right here because it looks like my computer's about to die and I will be getting a charger to keep on going.